everybody, what's going on? Bart here, back inside of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and today, going to be killing a certain boss, EOS, the final boss of the Claptastic Voyage. I've been kind of working on a speed kill of this boss, and, well, I think I have finally managed to nail it. So, before we jump into the video, I'm going to go ahead and go over everything. This took way too many attempts than I want to actually admit to, because one of the mechanics of this kill is that I'm going to need to get a level up bonus mid-fight, and I need to kill an X amount of swarmers, and they need to be a very specific level to give me a certain amount of experience. So needless to say, this kill took a little bit of time. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into what exactly we're going to be using. Now, the item that we're going to be using is the Barking Corinthian. It needs to have a Jacob's barrel and a Jacob's grip, because we need as much damage as possible. Barking as well for the damage increase. Now, the glitch error needs to be 04, so that way we can get the red glitch, which is what we're going to be using to one-shot EOS. Next up, we're going to be using a long nail to stack our I never miss stacks, but I'm not going to bother adding that into the recording because, well, just go shoot a target dummy 999 times, and basically you've got the same effect. Next, we're going to be using an inflammable rerouter, which it may look like a B, it kind of is, but it does have amp shot drain and gives you just enough damage to pull off this shot. Next, we've got the Foxy Big Game Hunter class mod with +6 I never miss and +5 marksman with 43% sniper rifle gun damage and a little bit of extra max ammo, but that's irrelevant. Next, we've got a Meteor Tranquility Oz kit for a little bit of extra damage. I actually compared it to the weapon critical damage of 73% while airborne. They kind of bring out the same exact amounts, so it's kind of irrelevant, except one of them doesn't require me to be in the air, so I'm going to go with the gun damage on that. And then finally, I've got a data scrubber. The reason I use this is because I need to kill one of the swarmers with a data scrubber, so that way it will send its it'll send that shield booster towards me and regen my shield as soon as it dies. So that way it will recharge my rerouter in time for the final shot. So that's a lot of things that need to go right in order for this fight. Now for the spec, most of this is all irrelevant. We're not using avalanche short term. Let's just go over what we are using. We're using cold advance for the extra critical. And that's about it. Well, we're also using whiteout, so that way we take less damage. Very important. Next, we want to have quality, not quantity, for the extra 25% gun damage, and increase gun damage and reload speed with all guns that are not incendiary, explosive, or corrosive, so we've got an extra 20% there. Next, we've got marksman for 60% critical, calling the herd 30% gun damage on the second shot, which means I have to get it critical first. This is not really used because ECLIPSE will die in 2 shots anyway. Next, we have long range killer for up to 60% weapon damage bonus. You can almost get the full effect on this when shooting EOS and ECLIPSE, depending on your range. Magic bullet for a little bit of healing. I never miss, very important here. Basically, whenever you hit an enemy with a sniper rifle, you gain a stack of this, and you do 7.7% more critical damage. However, if you miss a single shot, all of your stacks go away. So the 3 shots that I end up firing during this entire encounter, I can't miss a single shot. In addition, because I'm using a glitch weapon, I can't swap my weapons. So I have 3 shots, and I can only use them on ECLIPSE or EOS. So, yeah. And then finally, large caliber. Increase gun damage, reload speed, but decrease the magazine size. So the magazine size is actually not that big a deal because I have exactly 3 shots, which is what I'm going to need for this fight. But I get an additional 50% gun damage, which is very important and mandatory for the kill. And then finally, we have custom loads, where basically I'll do a little bit of extra elemental damage. I'll do a little tiny bit of extra elemental damage when matching it with the scope, as you might have seen, or you will see in the gameplay. I'm going to need to match up a ice shot for the first one, and then for the second shot, it's going to be completely irrelevant. For the actual EOS shot, I'm going to need to line up a corrosive shot as well. So, put that all into perspective. I have 3 shots. I can't miss any of them. They all have to be criticals. I can't reload. I can't shoot anything other than the bosses. I can't swap my weapons. And this takes forever to set up. Help me. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over to the gameplay. I'm going to commentate what exactly I'm doing and hopefully give a little bit more insight as to what exactly is going on. All right, so you'll see that I scope in right before I reach Eclipse, and that's because I want to basically manipulate the wheel right before I hit Eclipse, so that way I can get the wheel pretty much where I want it to be, and then I line up that second headshot behind the barrier there, so that way his charge up orbs won't end up hitting me. Now, as soon as he dies, I need to immediately make my way towards the swarmers and kill that first wave. The reason I need to do that is because I need to get my shard off cooldown as quickly as I possibly can, and I also need to make sure that I take as little damage as possible, making sure that I don't dip into my health. Now, I do have a health vial that ended up dropping on that platform. I'm not really going to use it, and here I am kind of scoping in to manipulate the slot RNG while I wait for the moonshot. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get very good spawns on the chimeras. In fact, I got the worst possible spawns, and that ended up being a very bad time for me because I can't kill them for experience. So the only thing that I can kill right now are going to be these swarmers. And swarmers, as you can see, it's going to take a pretty decent chunk of my duration, and I just don't have the time in order to kill them. So I have to kill this last one with a data scrubber, and I missed the first throw there. But I get just enough. I get just enough in there to one-shot him and get the level up bonus just in time for the laser, as you're only going to really have one shot at this, otherwise you're just going to get overwhelmed with chimeras. And that is pretty much the fight. Now, I think it takes like a minute 20 to do this fight, so if we're going to put a timer on it, I'll say like question mark seconds for phase 1 and like minute for phase 2 and minute 20 for the whole thing. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for future content. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.